Good morning. This is hysterical that I'm doing a live in the morning because I usually don't do anything until the afternoon, but I have a pretty busy day. But I wanted to make sure that I shared with you about some products that Counter launched today. It's really exciting because if you don't know, Beautycounter was rebranded and changed into Counter. And so if you've bought Beautycounter in the past, if you've heard of Beautycounter in the past, Counter is essentially the 2.0 version. I joke all the time that Counter is basically the 30-year-old version of Beautycounter, where they know who they are, they're unapologetic about what they're doing, and they're just having fun doing what they love. And with Counter, we are here and we're existing because we are redefining what clean means. Because I'm sure that you've heard the term clean beauty. Beautycounter was actually the company that started that movement because there is virtually no regulation. There's very little regulation determining what companies can and can't put in the products that you purchase. Anything that you put on your skin, it's called the personal care product industry. And so Counter, this 2.0 version of Counter came back because clean is more mainstream now, but it still virtually means nothing. There's very little regulation still. And so we're here to set the bar of what clean really means. And it means really focusing on what we don't put in our products and what we do put in our products. It's also about doing things in a responsible and sustainable way, making sure that our ingredients are responsibly and sustainably sourced, making sure that we're giving back to anything that we do that changes the planet, let's say, making sure that we are either offsetting those or avoiding those practices. It's about advocating for more regulation in the products that we use, and that can look in a variety of different ways. But really the overall goal is not for everyone to purchase Counter, but the end goal is for you to be able to go to any store, go to Target, go to wherever, and then when you pick a product up off the shelf, you are confident that what you are using is safe for you to use. And that isn't the case today. And so there's a lot of work to be done. So as you are looking at products, and as I'm going to talk about the 3 products that are launching today, really my hope is that you'll become more informed so that when you are going to the store and when you are looking at ingredients, if you're trying to refill certain products, that you actually look at the label, you use different resources to see, because a lot of the ingredients on the market today are linked or potentially linked, or there's no data on them. So they could be linked or potentially linked to things like hormone disruption, cancer, allergies, different airway things. Like, there's just so many different ingredients that there's no data that proves that it's safe or not. The way that the US operates at this point is everything is safe unless proven otherwise. And the way that Counter operates is everything is unsafe unless proven otherwise. So there's a little nutshell about Counter. If you have questions, if this is the first time you're hearing about ingredients, let's have a conversation. Send me a message. You can send me an email. And because it's really important, what is in your environment really matters. Anything that you put on, in, and around your body affects your health. It affects your confidence. It affects the way that you feel. It's so interconnected. And one of the reasons why my account even exists, one thing I've become not overly passionate, I've become very passionate about over the last several years is helping people change their environment, helping women curate and change their environment so it supports them being in their best self. And with Counter specifically, it's what you're putting on your body. So, what is launching today is the bronzer and the blush and the primer, as well as a really incredible brush. And so I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you all of the shades, talk about a little bit about like what's safe and like what we're not using, why this is different, and then I'll also apply it on myself. So I was just talking to someone the other day about when I first heard about Beautycounter. And again, Counter is the 2.0 version of Beautycounter. When I first heard about Beautycounter, I didn't understand, at that point I didn't understand the value of skincare and why someone would spend the same amount on skincare if you could just spend it on makeup. And as soon as I became a consultant or an advocate with Beautycounter, I had more access to skincare. I started seeing the difference in what skincare means. And with skincare, it's really taking care of the foundation of your skin and providing like a good foundation to add everything else. And what you'll find is that as you start to kind of shore up the skincare line that works best for you and the skincare products that works best for you, you will start to use less makeup, or the extra benefit is having makeup that has skincare properties. And all of these products today are makeup products, but they have skincare properties. And I am all about efficiency and multi-use products that are, I do one action and it provides a multiple benefits. So we all have a little bit of time. We all want to look and feel our best. These products are going to help you do that. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, let's do the blush. So if you've purchased Beautycounter in the past, the blush, there's a few less shades because we're being really intentional about what we bring back into the brand, and and everything is going to be like top tier level as far as performance goes. Of course, the safety, sustainability, all of that is still the same as it was in the previous company, but you're going to see just everything feels next level, from the packaging, from the products, from what's brought back into the line. So some of your favorites might not be back, but it gives you an opportunity to experience something new. Maybe something you wouldn't necessarily have tried before. So the blush shades are the same, and this is the packaging, which is so lovely. And it actually has a sticker on the back that shows the shade. And the shades that we have are Cider, which is like that rosy, dusty, I would just say like a rosy pink, like a warm rosy pink. And then the next one we have is Truffle, darker shade. The next one is Lychee. And Havana. And then my favorite that I've been using since I got it is Chai. So it's that warm pink color. The thing I love about these products is that they are multi-use products. You can use them on your cheeks, on your eye, I said mascara, on your eyes, and on your lips. So again, multifunctional product with skincare properties. The thing that's important about any of color cosmetics is they're usually heavy metals and different harmful ingredients are used to create pigments. And so anything that has like long-lasting color, really high pigments, and the company is not communicating anything about their practices for removing heavy metals, testing for heavy metals, you can almost guarantee that it does have heavy metals in it. And so the great thing about the great thing about Counter is that we do a test for heavy metals so that everything is in undetectable levels. Heavy metals are naturally occurring in the earth, so we do our best to decrease them as much as humanly possible. So that's undetectable levels. A couple of safety aspects. I'm reading off the notes, obviously. It says, this formula is made without chromium hydroxide green or chromium oxide green pigments. Depending on manufacturing practices, these pigments have been found to contain the carcinogenic hexavalent form of chromium, so we leave them out entirely. So carcinogenic means cancer-causing. As far as safer ingredients go, we use ingredients like squalane and jojoba esters for skin conditioning benefits instead of ones linked to hormone disruption, like ashwagandha root extract, because what you put on your skin is just as important as what you don't put on your skin. So again, it's choosing better ingredients while also removing harmful ingredients. So I absolutely love it. I'll demo what it looks like to use it when I'm done showing you all of the other products, but absolutely love this blush. If you're looking for a blush, this is a really great option. I'm happy to provide like color recommendations if you would like. I used to be like a huge blush, like a powder makeup person, but as I've switched to cream, I've realized that it's much more hydrating. It really just lays on with the skin so well and provides just a really seamless look, and it's a lot easier to travel with or just use in general. So that's the blush. And then the next product I'm going to talk about is the bronzer. So we got really close to launching it with Beautycounter, and then all of the things happened. And so now this is the official launch of bronzer with Counter. And bronzer was one of the products that I was like, that's like next level extra stuff. And so it's not necessarily something that I incorporated into my like getting ready routine. But as things have changed and my preferences have changed, I absolutely love bronzer for like a warm, defining look, and I'll show you how to apply it so it looks really natural instead of like line. You see those crazy videos of people putting stuff all over their face. Like, all of these products and all of these formulas are really foolproof. So even if you're uncomfortable with using it, I'm going to show you how to do it so you can see like how forgiving things are. And here are the shades. So number 1, there's 4 shades. Here's number 1. And this would be a great shade for you if you use like Dew Skin number 1 or Skin Twin, any of the light or fair options. And then the next one is 2, which again, compact is so nice. 2 is this one, which is the one that I use. So I use medium. I meant to say, sorry, for the bronzer number 1, Dew Skin 1 or 2 would be great. So for Dew Skin 3 or 4, you would be using the bronzer 2. And then the next one is 3. So if you're in the tan range, you would do 3. And this is for like a natural look. You can always go darker if you want, but this will be like closest to your skin tone, but provide a little bit more depth so it can give you the results that you want. And then the last one is 4. So anything darker than tan for the foundation colors, you'd want to do 4. So with bronzer, let me move this stuff out of the way. With bronzer, let's see. They said instead of using cyclic siloxanes like D4, D5, and D6, which are ingredients linked to causing cancer, reproductive toxicity, environmental harm, we Counter uses skin conditioning emollients for a smooth, gliding, non-greasy application. So it's like really gives a great like satiny texture, which is nice, and provides, it's like a bridge between cream and powder, if that makes sense. We use so, since we're using fewer pigments, it's worth it to avoid potential carcinogenic ingredients. So we formulate without chromium hydroxide green or chromium oxide green pigment, so the same as blush. And then we also left out BHT, which is an endocrine disrupting preservative commonly used in cosmetics. So like if you're looking at your products that you have at home, flip over the find the ingredient list and see if there's BHT in it. You want to remove that and choose something different, whether it's whenever you run out of it or if you want to switch it over right away, you definitely can. Yes. And I'm sharing these ingredients and more of the sciencey stuff because, again, I want to inform you with information. A really great app to use is the EWG Healthy Living app to scan products. So then you don't feel like you have to memorize a list of harmful ingredients or remember these things that I'm saying. Just like scan the products in the app, and then you want anything that's 3 or below. Gold standard is EWG certified. You won't see some of the counter stuff on there right now just because it does take a few years to get that certification. We're still adhering to the EWG certified standards. We're just waiting on that certification. So if you don't see that. Another thing is that we also formulate without microplastics or heavy metals, that we're testing for all of those things obsessively. And so, again, heavy metals, microplastics, you just want to avoid those. And I feel like that's not necessarily something that you'll see on labels, but you'll want to look at like the websites for different companies. And if they say we test for microplastics, we test for heavy metals, that's going to be your thing. If they don't, I would encourage you to ask the company to, and like send an email or something. So this is bronzer, and I'm actually going to show you how to use it. I wanted to do the bronzer first because I like to apply the bronzer first and then apply the blush. I am using, I've already put the primer on with my Dew Skin. Again, it is a skincare, it can be a skincare and makeup product. You want to put this last after your skincare and before your makeup, and just give it a little bit of time. If you're putting makeup on after it, you just want to give it a little bit of time to just kind of dry and absorb. But it's so pretty. Like the bottle is so lovely. With all of the little beads in there. And what's great is that not only is it providing like a smooth foundation for you to put your foundation or whatever on, but it also reduces the appearance of dark spots, helps smooth texture, and then boosts radiance. So this is a really great product to have even if you're like a minimalist. I would definitely get this. And it also uses algae extract, carefully selected for low iodine, no heavily ethyloxated ingredients linked to cancer causing contaminants, and then no added fragrance. So a lot of times with primers, you will see that there's fragrance added. Like that's not necessary, and fragrance is a whole different thing that we can have a conversation about, but that is the number one thing that you want to remove in your products is synthetic. Just remove fragrance from your products. Again, you'll want to use something that only has natural fragrances or communicates that they use a combination of synthetic and natural, but they do, several different testings in order to make sure that the fragrance is safe to use. So it's great. It's really light. It's wonderful. It's hydrating. It's great. Okay, so with the bronzer, you can see this is also a new brush from Counter. I'm obsessed with it. Again, I thought brushes were like dumb things that you don't necessarily need, but anytime that I get a really good brush, that doesn't have the bristles falling out, that they've paid attention to how it's being used and how it will be used and provides the best performance, I never regret using a brush. So this is a new brush. It's a multi-use brush, so I use it for applying concealer. I use it for, applying bronzer, applying blush. You can use it for everything. Just make sure that you clean it in between each one, or you can get multiple brushes if you don't want to. If you can have a bronzer brush, concealer brush, all of that good stuff. So with bronzer, I'm just going to tap this. And then you can see I have a little bit on there. And then you're going to want to apply it like right where there's the indentation. Here's your cheekbone, and you're going to apply it right underneath here. And like, don't go all the way here. Just like start here and go up. And then you can also put it around your face and underneath your chin and jawline. So I just added that. And then I did that. Hopefully this is showing. How easy it is. So and I'm just tapping, and then I'm also putting some on my jawline, and you can use this bronzer to like warm up your face and your skin, and you can even like put some down here to, you know, bring that color down because you don't want to forget about your neck. And then you can also do something like on the bridge of your nose if you want like that sun-kissed look. I'm not sure you can really tell on here, but it's working. Yeah, so I just like it because it provides just a warmth with it being super simple. And then for the blush, I'm going to clean my brush here. So again, I'm using Chai and tapping it like I did before. See that? And you're going to want to just put a little bit right here. This really does go a long way. Hopefully you can tell. And then I like to put some on my eyelids, so I'm using my finger. And I'm just tapping it up here. I'm not using a ton because again, a little goes a long way. And so again, I'm all about like natural, warm looking skin like every day. So I always go for like those warmer brown, rosy vibes. And then what color do I want to put on my lips? Maybe I'll do cider. This is cider. And then so it just provides like a really natural looking lip. So that's all I got for you. If you are interested in ordering Counter, if you're wanting to replace something, if you have some Beautycounter favorites that you want to replace after a couple of years or try out Counter, and the way that you do that, the way that you do that is you can go to the link in my profile and click the Counter link, or you can go directly to essentiallylauren.com/resources, and you'll scroll down to the Counter little icon and then click that, and then you can shop with me and be able to, you know, ask for recommendations for me. I'll provide different services for you and give you some up-to-date information anytime I hear that something fun is coming. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Oh, one last thing is that if you've never ordered Counter before, when you order with 100 products or more using my link, you can actually get 10% off. So that's like a huge win for people that haven't purchased Beautycounter yet. I mean, Counter yet. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm just excited to be able to share this with you, and I hope you have a great Tuesday. See ya.